Thank you so much for joining me. It is day 8 of our 10-day manifestation tune-up. And my name is Beth Astarte, and I'm thrilled that you joined me today. So be sure to subscribe to my channel so that you can continue to receive tools to help you on your manifestation journey. And check out my website. There's a lot of great information that will assist you in manifesting the life of your dreams. And there's a link in the description. So, just to do a quick recap, we have talked about the fact that prosperity, abundance, it is your birthright. Paying attention to where you tune your manifestation dial. And that we are all conscious creators. I mean, we are all creators. We can do it consciously or unconsciously. But what we really want to claim is that I am a conscious creator and you are a conscious creator. And so we talked about on day 2, like, whoa, slowing things down, being mindful, having some kind of contemplative practice. Day 3, we talked about letting go of anything, any old thought patterns, people, situations, things, may have happened yesterday or 20 years ago, and how important that is so that we're not carrying around a lot of extra luggage with us. And then we talked about the importance of shifting the energy in our physical environment, cleaning out a closet, your garage, whatever, and your kitchen cupboards, and cleaning out that junk drawer. And then we talked about dancing it out, getting rid of any stuck energy, the tapping, the sweeping, the shaking, and dancing out the energy within our own bodies to help us have a more easier time. And then yesterday we named the inner bully, and I hope you had some fun with that. And then today we're going to talk about the law of attraction and how important it is to get the feeling of what it is we're wanting. It isn't so important the how, but what's really important is the what. So let's take a few moments to get really present right here, right now, in this moment. And so let's take 3 deep breaths together. So go ahead, if it's safe to do so, close or lower your eyes. And starting from empty, take a deep breath in and let it out. And again, let it out. And one more time. And let it out with a sigh. And allowing your breath to return to its own natural rhythm, whatever that is for you. Letting go of what's come before, not worrying about what's to come later. Just being as fully present in this moment as you can, allowing any of our thoughts to just kind of float by as boats on a river or clouds in the sky without actually hooking on to any of them. And as we focus on our breath, we become more aware of our connection to God, source, higher power, inner wisdom. We put our hands over our hearts and feel that connection we have with that inner guidance system that's in each one of us. Knowing that we have all the answers inside of us. We know who we are, who we're meant to be. When we strip away everything everyone else painted over us over the years or things we picked up along the way, we get down to the core of who we are. And when you're ready, I invite you to open your eyes or you can leave them closed and just listen. So the law of attraction for many of us is not a new thing. I am a student of Abraham Hicks and have studied the law of attraction for a number of years, and it's a continual process. That is one thing I can tell you. I am not a master at it, but I keep working on it and I get better. And a lot of it was becoming more and more aware of where I was getting stuck and letting go of the how things were coming to me and really focusing on the what. And whenever other things would come up in my mind, those hidden beliefs, the inner bully, all of those things maybe I hadn't let go of or forgiven, it was about, just kind of letting those go. And I would go to doing something that would clear my mind that I could fully focus on. So it might be calling a good friend who's uplifting, or petting an animal, or going and spending time with my parents' dog, or doing something that was uplifting for me. And so sometimes it's not about always fighting those beliefs as they come up, but it's in letting go and in not needing to know, and in just focusing our energy and our attention on what it is we do want. And sometimes that is more about not focusing on what we don't want, if that makes sense. So one of the things that I learned early on was that the law of attraction doesn't play favorites. It's like the law of gravity. The law of gravity doesn't say, hey, I'm going to keep some of you attached to the earth and others of you are going to float around. The law of gravity, it works for all of us, unless you're in some kind of special zero gravity environment. But here on planet Earth, typically works for all of us the same way. The law of attraction is the same. What you focus your attention on is what you're going to bring into your life. And so I know that that can feel really disconcerting, and there will be other videos and things as time goes on that I will share with you, kind of how to deal with, like, when life blows up or you get that diagnosis or something you weren't expecting, and you kind of go like, how did I manifest that in my life? In fact, I had one of those times where life was going like super great and everything was just flowing, and I was in the zone, or it felt like I was, and then I I had a car accident, and where actually a pedestrian was crossing against a crosswalk and I didn't see them, and at the time I was like, oh my God, how did this happen? How did I bring that into my life? How did I manifest that? And what I've learned over the years was I didn't need to spend a ton of time how that happened in my life. I knew there were a lot of things happening that I didn't like in my life, and I happened to be on my way to do something that wasn't something I wanted to do. However, I've also learned that there are times we play roles in each other's lives. Maybe I was playing a role in that person's life, because there was a number of things going on for them. So you just never know. So I try not to question, and I try not to label anything good or bad. But I try to just understand that all is in divine right, perfect order, even when it doesn't always feel that way. Which is why spending time getting the feeling on those things that I do want is so important. So one thing I want to be really clear about is that the law of attraction is equal opportunity. It's unbiased, and it works on the energy vibration. So it actually can't hear the word no. So when you say don't think of pink elephants, what's the first thing that comes to mind? You're like most people, it's pink elephants. So the universe doesn't operate on the no's and the don'ts. It operates on where you're vibrating. So if I'm vibrating on pink elephants, don't think of pink elephants. Absolutely don't do it. I'm going to see pink elephants everywhere because that's where I'm vibrating. So hopefully that makes sense to you. So that idea of vibrating on that energetic frequency of what we don't want, you just want to watch that. You want to pay attention to it. So, and I'll tell you that for me then sometimes if it's something like I really don't want and it's in my face is where I actually have to turn my attention to something else. It's where I need to go get lost in a movie, or I need to go, I don't have a cat, but if I did, I'd go pet my cat. Or I get lost in a good book. Anything to, or I go meet up with a friend. Whatever it is, anything to move my attention away from that which I do not want. Because it is better to be in a neutral place than to be giving attention to what you don't want. And then the focus is on what I do want is to actually get the feeling of what it is I want. If I want love in my life, then I imagine and I spend time visualizing, what would it be to have a partner who really got me? What would it be like to have someone I could go do things with? What would it be like to have somebody ask me how I'm doing at the end of a busy day? What would it be like to have someone know that I've had a stressful time and say, hey, what do you need? Can I draw a bath for you? What would it be like? Like all the different things that I would want with a partner. Like if I want to manifest the love of my life, my soulmate, if you want to put it that way, or just to manifest that in my life, I start thinking of everything down to some details. But not so much that the details have to look a certain way, but how I want to feel. I want to feel connection. I want to feel joy. I want to feel seen. I want to feel heard. I want to feel relaxed. I want to feel authentic. I want to feel like I can be vulnerable. I want someone who has my back. So do you get the idea? If it's something like you want that new car, what's it feel like to sit in that car? You might actually go to a dealership and actually sit behind the wheel of that and put your hands on it. Maybe even go out for a test drive. Although if you're like me, I sat in the perfect car for me and the other day and it's like, okay, we're not going on a test drive because I'm going to want that for sure right this second. And sometimes, manifestation, other things have to fall into place first. So, but getting the feeling like nothing is going to take away what it felt like to feel those seats wrap around me, to feel my hands on the steering wheel, to look at all the beautiful, this happened to have like a leather wrapped dash. And so I got to like see this beautiful stitching and stuff, to see the windows that had like window shades that would automatically go up. And it was like, oh my God, this is so cool. And so just getting to be in it. Or the other day, so I went and I sat in a bunch of cars. I sat in a Charger and I turned on the engine and it was like, whoa, hello. That was awesome. So now I know what it feels like to hear that roar of the engine. And then so by doing that, by sitting in a number of different cars, I got to go like hone what it was I really wanted. What's the feeling I really want? Do I want, like, I got to notice, whoa, it felt really good to sit with the power of a muscle car. Now that sounds really weird, muscle car. But it was fun because I got these dreams as a kid of like, as a teenager, like wanting to have a Mustang convertible. So I sat in a Mustang and I sat in a Charger and I went, oh, I like the sound of the Charger better than I like the sound of the Mustang. But then I sat in this luxurious BMW and I went, oh, whoa, that's my grown-up car. That's what I really want. This is the feeling I want to have. So that's what you want to look for. So do what you can to get the feeling of what it is that you're wanting to manifest in your life. And have fun with it. I had a glorious day going out and sitting in all kinds of different cars so that I could get the feeling of what it was I really wanted. And now I know. And now I can visualize that. And now I don't have to worry about how the money's going to come. I get to just relax and get the feeling of what it is that I want. And just be with that. And feel like, oh, what it would feel like. No, the heated seats, the heated and cooling seats, all the different pieces, and how I feel inside. And that's what you want to look for. So I invite you to have a blast with all of this and enjoy getting the feeling of what it is you want to manifest. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow.